Hello and welcome to another OTT Academy Key Stage 2 video. Today's session is all about apostrophes, what they are and how we use them. So let's get started. Firstly, let's think about what an apostrophe is and also what it looks like. An apostrophe is a piece of punctuation. It looks quite similar to a comma, but instead of sitting on the line, an apostrophe sits at the top of our writing, like this. Now that we know what it looks like, let's think about when we use an apostrophe. Now, an apostrophe can be used for two purposes. The first instance that we use an apostrophe is when it replaces a letter that has been omitted in a contraction. This means when a letter has been left out when two words have been joined together. The second time that we would use an apostrophe is to show that an object or a quality belongs to another thing. These types of apostrophe we call possessive apostrophe. So firstly, let's begin by looking at contractions. Remember, this is when letters have been omitted and two words have been joined together. Apostrophes can be used to show that you have omitted some letters when you are joining words together. For example, you could join the words should and not together. Should plus not equals shouldn't. In this example, the letter O has been left out or omitted. Because it's been omitted, we needed to replace that letter with an apostrophe in the word shouldn't. Sometimes contractions can follow a bit of a pattern. So let's look at some examples. Would plus not can make wouldn't. Have and not can make haven't. And could plus not can make couldn't. In all of these examples, the O in the word not has been replaced by an apostrophe. However, sometimes it can be a little trickier to spot them. Let's look here at an irregular contraction. We have the words will plus not. Will plus not equals willn't. No, that doesn't sound right, does it? Willn't isn't a word. Will not gives us an irregular contraction. Firstly, we need to think about which letters are going to be omitted or left out. In will not, it is actually the ILL in will that gets left out. After that, we need to swap some letters around. The O needs to come before the N to make the contraction won't. Will plus not equals won't. Now is your chance to have a go. Pause the video here and see if you can work out what the contractions are for these words. We have they are, you have, did not, and I will. Remember to put your apostrophes in the places that you omit the letters. Good luck! Hopefully you've had a go of those and we can now go through the answers. Let's look at the first words. We have they are. They plus are would make the contraction they're. In this contraction, the letter A has been left out, so we put the apostrophe where the A has been omitted. You have, you plus have, hopefully you realise became you've. In this one, we lost the letters H and A, so the apostrophe fills in those two letters that have been omitted. In did not, we have did plus not. Didn't. Fantastic. It was very similar to following our pattern before. we lose the O and replace it with an apostrophe. In I will, I plus will becomes I'll. We lose the W and the I and replace it with an apostrophe. Fantastic if you had a go at that. Now let's look at when we use apostrophes for possession. An apostrophe can be used to show that one thing belongs or is connected to something else. This is called a possessive apostrophe. For example, the dog's tail was fluffy. The tail belongs to the dog, and I know that because I've shown it with an apostrophe. In this example, the word dog is a singular noun. There's only one dog. So we need to add an apostrophe as well as a letter S to show that the tail belongs to the dog. The dog's tail was fluffy. Let's look at another example. Charles's bag was heavy. In this one, we know that the bag belongs to Charles because we've used an apostrophe. However, we haven't put an S after the apostrophe. This is because the singular noun Charles already ends with an S, so we don't need another one to show that the bag belongs to Charles. Charles's bag was heavy. Here is another example. The boy's hands were covered in mud. This shows me that the hands belong to the boys. They are the boy's hands. In this example, the apostrophe shows that the word boys is a plural noun because the apostrophe comes after the S. The noun is plural and ends in an S, so you don't need to add another one after your apostrophe. We can just pop the apostrophe at the end to show that there is more than one boy with their hands covered in mud. Our final example is the children's game was fun. The word children is also a plural noun. However, this one does not end with an S. Because of this, we need to make sure that when we put our apostrophe, we also follow it with an S to make sure that we know the game belongs to the children. Well done for listening to all of those examples really well. Now's time for you to have a go. Can you add an apostrophe to the sentences below? The farmer's chicken laid an egg. The brothers' mischief drove their parents bananas. And at school, art was James's favourite subject. You can pause the video here to give yourself a little bit more time to work out where the apostrophes go. When you unpause the video, we will go through the answers. Good luck! Fabulous! Hopefully you had a go at this first sentence. The farmer's chicken laid an egg. Now this sentence is not correct because the noun farmer is a singular noun. There's only one farmer. The chicken belongs to the farmer. Hopefully you wrote the farmer's chicken laid an egg with the apostrophe between the R and the S in the word farmers. Fantastic if you spotted where that apostrophe should have gone. Let's look at another one. The brothers' mischief drove their parents bananas. Now this one was a little bit trickier. However, there was a clue in the word there to know that the word brothers was actually a plural noun. So the apostrophe should have come after the S in brothers and not before it. The brothers' mischief drove their parents bananas. I know that there's more than one brother. Well done if you got that one right because it was quite tricky. Let's look at the final sentence. At school, art was James's favourite subject. Now the name James is similar to our example of Charles's bag. Art is his favourite subject. I wonder where the apostrophe goes. Hopefully you spotted that James ended with an S, so the apostrophe needed to come after that. Fantastic if you noticed that and you got all of those right. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you feel like you'd like a little bit more practice, you can follow the links in the comments and there will be some activities on apostrophes for you to complete. Thanks again, and we will see you again soon. Goodbye!